So, what makes some companies make the leap from being good to being great? And what is the difference between them and the companies which do not make that leap? So, Good to Great now is the book that gives the answer to that question. Now, for me, Good to Great is the first book I read that was focused solely on business stuff. Now, for me, there are three takeaways that make Good to Great such a very special business book for me. So, the first one is that the book is based on data and statistics which were done from the research that Jim Collins and his co-writer did before writing the book. So, and this is because that the idea for this book came from someone who was making a comment to Jim Collins that now you are telling them that yes, you have written the book Built to Last, but what about the companies which are not great but they want to be good, they want to be great, and now that is when now the idea now came to Jim Collins to write another book that was focused on how to take a company from being good and take it to being great. So that's the first thing that the book is based on data and statistics from the research on what made good companies shift from being good to being great. The second thing about this book is that it uses frameworks. Now, framework it uses the analogy of a flywheel. So the idea is that a business is a giant flywheel, and now what happens is that at first it is difficult to get the flywheel going, but now the more you push, the more now start gaining momentum, and now it reaches a point whereby you no longer need to put too much effort in making the flywheel move. The other thing about the book is that it is divided into three main aspects of getting the flywheel rolling. And the three aspects are disciplined people, disciplined thought, and disciplined action. And now the book goes and divides this into two for every one of those. So the two for the disciplined people is level 5 leadership, and now the second one is first two, then what? Now to build your team. The second one is about discipline thought. So this one is about the first one is about confronting the brutal fact of the situation of your business, but never losing faith that you can make that leap from good to great. The second aspect of discipline thought is that having a hedgehog concept. So this one is about being focused on only one thing that can make your company great. Now forgetting about all the others. So the others you can add them, but they are not that important. When you are making decisions, you should make them as you prioritize what is the most important things that will make your company great. Now the final one is about taking disciplined action. So this is after you have brought good people, you have brought people into the mix, you have created the idea through discipline thought. And now the final thing is about taking action. And now this one goes in two ways. So the first one is by creating a culture of discipline. So the idea behind discipline is that disciplined people don't need other people to push them around. So if you are brought disciplined people, if you create that culture of discipline, create a culture whereby everyone knows what they should do, and now for every person, they do what they have to do. They don't wait for anyone to push them around. So that is the first aspect of disciplined action. The second one is about technology accelerators, and now I think this one is very crucial, especially with the time right now, whereby we have the generative AI like ChatGPT and the others. So this is about realizing that technology will not make you great or will not make you fail, but how you use it is what will make the difference. So the idea is that Don't use technology for the sake of using technology, but use technology in such a way that it amplifies your journey toward being to great. So you are using it not as the main catalyst, but as a booster to making that leap from being good to being great. The third and final thing that makes this great is that towards the end of the book, he goes beyond the business world. So yeah, it goes beyond the aspect of just building a great business, and now he encourages you to embrace the model of good to great into all aspects of your life. So this is something like your professional life, your personal life, your relationship. So the idea is that whatever you are doing, you should always do it to the best of your abilities. And now every moment you should always be looking to improve on that best ability. So that is that thing about this book that now finally it goes beyond just building a great business. And now shows you how to have a great career, how to have a strong personal life, and also how to have great relationship in your life. So that is what makes this book great. So there are three things. So the first one is the book is based on data and statistics from research done on companies which made the leap from being good to great and companies which failed. The second one is that the book uses frameworks to explain the concept of how to go from being a good company to being a great company. And now the final thing is that the book goes beyond business, and now it talks about adopting the good to great model, not just as a business model, but also another aspect of your life. So that's all for today, and hope you check it out. So I'll see you next in the next session when I talk about the other book of Jim Collins. So bye, Gideon.